Hi everyone, I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I am Preeti and I'm thrilled to be your host for today's session on Power BI for data visualization. We have the privilege of being joined by an exceptional speaker, CA Alok Sethi. Sir is a global corporate trainer, chartered accountant, and company secretary who has spent years helping professionals and organizations tap into the power of finance, taxation, data analytics, and automation. He is also a master trainer with Skill India and an AI faculty with ICAI, sharing his expertise with learners across India from Power BI and Excel to SQL, Tableau, and AI-driven automation. Sir has a unique ability to turn raw data into compiling stories that drive smarter decisions. We'll also have a dedicated Q&A session towards the end. So don't hesitate to drop your questions anytime in the Q&A tab. We'll make sure they are answered. So let's ready for an interactive, insightful and fun session. Please join me in giving a warm and enthusiastic welcome to CA Alok Sethi. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Preeti, and thank you, Shine, for having me here for this session. And this is a most pertinent topic in today's term. So AI is already taking it over across the globe, and uh, now since the data is in voluminous form, and everyone is looking to deep dive into data and to get some insights from the data for decision making. And Power BI is one tool which helps you in taking decisions when it comes to handling data. So today, in this webinar, we'll be deep diving into what is Power BI, how it is useful, how it is being used in the industry, and how the learners can learn and master it. So I'll share my screen now, and we will talk about the aspects of Power BI. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So we'll be talking about the evolution, the market leadership, and the career pathways one can take when you are learning Power BI. So before I start, I have the audience with me. Okay, if I ask you a question like, what is BI stands for in Power BI? What does the BI stands for in Power BI? If we can have the answers in the chat, those who can interact, they can put the answers in the chat box. Those who are live through YouTube or LinkedIn, you can put your answers in the comments. Okay, what does BI stands for in Power BI? Great, I can see everyone is typing business intelligence, and absolutely it is correct. So in Power BI, BI stands for business intelligence. Okay. So we have talked about AI, we have heard about AI. AI is artificial intelligence. BI is business intelligence. Then we should not forget that we have a supreme intelligence, which is HI. Okay. So if I talk about HI, can anyone tell me what do you understand by HI? Which kind of intelligence we are talking about here? Human intelligence. Yes, absolutely. We are talking about human intelligence. So, how far we go and how far AI takes us, but still HI is going to remain pertinent and useful, and because it is the humans who are creating all these artificial intelligence or giving rise to this. So we have to use our human intelligence to the extreme so that we can use this technology. Now coming back to Power BI, uh, it started way back in 2015. We are discussing in 2025, but a decade ago we saw the launch of Power BI through the most widely used tool in the world for data analysis or data storing or data visualization. Okay. And I think you all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Who is the pioneer? Which is the pioneer tool when it comes to data visualization? Excel, right? So in Excel, how many of you have used or seen Power Pivot, Power Power View, right? If you have seen that, these are all components of Power BI. So Power View, Power Pivot, Power Maps. These were all components before Power BI had come. So these were add-ins, and you can still add those add-ins in Excel. But Microsoft realized that there is a huge demand, and they separated these add-ins and launched them as a product, which is now called as Power BI. So it was launched as a self-service BI tool, seamlessly integrating with Excel and Azure cloud services for enhanced accessibility. In the year 2018-2020, we saw a rapid growth in the adoption of Power BI, and many industries, many corporates adopted it, and that led to Microsoft launch Power BI service, which was indeed you can publish your reports online if you have a license, and that gave a competitive edge to Microsoft. And then in 2025, uh, not in 2025, but in 2023 onwards, we have seen AI revolution has started, and now everything, everywhere you see AI getting involved. Inside Power BI also, you have a co-pilot, you have AI feature tools, NLP, natural language processing, which gives more power to Power BI so as to build the dashboards, and now you can work with ease. So we are going to see all this, but this has been the uh, evolution journey of Power BI. Now to take it ahead, let's talk about the market share. Okay. So does anyone know what are other platforms which are available for data visualization? When we talk about visualization, what do you mean by visualization? So here you are seeing a pie chart. Okay. When I hover over this pie chart, you will see some words written over here. Like, okay. So there are some other tools which are also available in the market. Let's say these are Tableau, will click Looker Studio, correct. So if we talk about uh, the pie, the share of the visualization tool in the market, you will see that Power BI is almost having 25% of share. Okay. There are other tools also, like Excel has been one of the most preferred tool, but it is not purely for visualization. It can do a lot more. We have ClickSense, which is having 10% only stake in the market. Tableau is just 16%. Any guesses when was Tableau launched in the market? Any guesses when was Tableau launched in the market? Those who are active in the chat, they can make a guess. Long back before AI, yes, Shubham. 2003, yes. So it launched somewhere between 2003, 4, like that. So it is like there since 2 decades. Power BI is only since 1 decade, but still Power BI has outperformed Tableau. What could be the reason? So you see that Fortune 500 companies, almost 95% of these companies are using Power BI. So there are more than lakh organization worldwide who are using, and 30 million monthly users. Okay, these are the active users. Use of AI. Okay, what else? What else do you think is the reason why Power BI has outperformed other technologies? AI has just been launched in last 2 3 years. Okay, we can see a lot of use of AI, but before that also, Power BI was in uh, vogue or in practice. Yes, one reason is because of it is alignment with MS Office. So everyone is using Excel, other documentation tools like Word, Office, PowerPoint, and all. So yes, one reason is that it is a product of Microsoft. Microsoft already has a huge uh, client base. Secondly, it is very much compatible with other databases like SQL, Oracle. You can connect multiple data sources, Google Drive. Okay, so it is very user friendly. Yes, it is compatible to multiple sources. It is free and easy to use. To a certain extent, you are right. It is free to use. If you want to publish your reports, you have to go for a license. Otherwise, it is absolutely free. Then someone is mentioning that it has DAX queries also. It can support your custom queries as well. So these are the reasons why Power BI has outperformed. Now, let's talk about why Power BI consultant, or what you can do when you master Power BI. Okay. So first, let us talk about some of the advantages of understanding why we are here today, why you are attending the session, and what you will gain by understanding or learning Power BI. So Power BI role in job market, demand and opportunities. So we all know that there is a lot of demand for consulting services. Okay, and now India, uh, Shri Narendra Modi ji had a vision of creating big fours in India. Okay, consulting firms in India. So if the people, if the employees, if the mass youth learn Power BI, they can support a lot of consulting projects. They can take up consulting projects, and it is estimated to reach this industry to reach at 4.8 billion by 2032, signaling unprecedented career growth opportunities in data analytics. So, if you become a Power BI expert, then what roles you can play? So you can become a Power BI consultant, you can become a Power BI developer, you can become an analyst, you can become a scientist. Okay. Now, when we talk about data analyst or data scientist, what is the major difference? If someone can put it in the chat, what do you understand by a data analyst or a data scientist? Do we need to have an engineering degree to become an analyst, or any person from any stream, whether it is commerce or arts or any other stream, law background, can they also become an analyst? So data scientists builds a predictive model. Okay, so they work with prediction, they work with understanding data structure. Anyone can become an analyst. Yes, you're right, Sneha. So you don't require any degree or any qualification to become an analyst. What is required is to have a good insight, a good curiosity of our learning, and a good understanding of numbers and how number crunching works. So, data scientist actually builds an architecture and collects data. It ensures that the data is provided seamlessly whenever it is required. But a data analyst has to do more with processing the data, cleaning the data, modeling the data, manipulating the data, and finally presenting it in a way so that it becomes easy to take decisions. Okay. So you have your big million days and all these sales going on Amazon and Flipkart. So what they are doing is they are taking the data from previous years and they are understanding how the sales have been, how the profits have driven, what kind of products are being in demand. Accordingly, they set up all their stores and their websites, and they market those products which are in great demand. So that is why there is a huge market for data analyst. You can also become a MVP, Microsoft Most Valued Professional, and then you can advance in creating products, becoming a developer for Microsoft, or becoming a trainer, as I am one, and you can also help people train on Power BI. So these are the various roles one can play when you are knowing this skill set, when you're having this skill set. So now you must be curious in understanding how do I get started? Okay. So before we talk about how do we get started, let's get more insight about what the consultant do. When I talk about Power BI consultant, what exactly are they doing? So first, they translate the business into a visual report. Okay, so if you talk about accountants or financial managers or the CFOs, what they are dealing with numbers. They are dealing with reports. Okay, so on a daily basis or a monthly basis, they are doing number crunching and they are finding out what is the growth rate, what is the profits, and all these things, right? And accordingly, they are taking decisions. So when we act as a consultant, you are actually empowering those CFOs or those CEOs to take much better decision by presenting the data in a visual format. And you almost have heard that a picture speak thousand words, more than a thousand words. So when you put everything into a pictorial format, it becomes much more interesting and insightful. So by writing your tax functions and Power Queries, you can easily uh, make custom reports, and that is what is needed by the industries. Then you can also enable the self-service enablement, wherein you can build templates which can be used across industry, and you can sell those templates to corporates, or they can work on those. And then finally, a consultant act as a strategic bridge. So you act as a bridge between the the ones who are taking the decisions and the one who is providing with the data. So you present the data in such a format so that decision making becomes simple. Simple. So that is what a consultant actually do. Now let's talk about how to get started. I'll be taking you to the practical aspects of Power BI also. Before I actually take you to the practicals, let us first understand how do we one get started. So first, it's a theoretical, it's a practical tool, correct? So when you're learning Power BI, you have to actually deep dive into the practical aspect of Power BI. So you should download the Power BI desktop, okay? And then you have to actually work on with the data, a dummy data semantic model. And then you can, once you get a clarity of how to build a dashboard, how to present the data, how to create visuals, then directly you can move to the industry related data or a actual data set for trying your hands on. There are certain concepts that you need to master before you actually deep dive into the data visualization or dashboarding or reporting. It's not about creating good visuals or good reports. It's more to do with how meaningful are the reports. So what kind of data you are taking, what kind of data modeling you are doing, what kind of relationship you are creating between the data, what kind of DAX functions you have written so that the measures that you are using are uh, helpful in taking decisions. Okay. Then you have to leverage some learning resources. So there is a Microsoft Learn community wherein all the updates which are happening on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, they are updated over the community, and you can upload your, you can publish your dashboards, and you can make it accessible to the community learners also. And that is the way you can also highlight about your skill set. Secondly, since Power BI is a cloud-enabled service, you can use Power BI service. So there is no boundary as to whom you can provide your services. You can be in India and you can work globally. Okay. So that is one more advantage, or that is what the learning path should be. So that once you master this skill, you can provide your services globally. So now we will move into the practical aspects, and then I'll come back to the remaining part of the uh, slides. Okay, I'll take you again to the slides. Okay, so are you all ready to deep dive into the practical? Can you all type ready in the chat box if you are ready to move into the practical aspects of Power BI? Okay, and I'll show you how you can actually download it, how to install, and how to get started. Okay, so let's deep dive into it and let's get started. I'm just stopping my screen share for a moment and I'll share it again so that I can show you my browser where I can take you how you can download and install Power BI, how to get started. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to all again, right? So what we need to do is, you can see Google on my screen. You will just type Power BI desktop download. Okay. And that the first link that comes is a Microsoft website link. You can go to that link. Okay. And it will directly take you to the download page where you can download the Microsoft Power BI desktop. You can also go to your Microsoft store and you can also download from there. Okay. So once the setup is ready for download, you can install it. Okay. Since I already have Power BI, I need not download it again. but this is the web page. If you want, I can put it in the chat as well. You can take it from here, or you can directly browse Google and you can go and directly use it. Now, once the Power BI is downloaded, okay, what will happen is when you type Power BI in your Windows, I'll just share my entire screen so that you can see what is happening on my screen. So allow me 1 minute. Okay. Now, when I type Power BI, do you all see a three bar icon, a yellow bar icon? Okay. And it is saying Power BI desktop application. It is an application just like you have your Excel, your PowerPoint, like that. So we'll open this application and you will see Power BI getting open. Okay, before we dive into Power BI and the practical aspect, one more question I would like to ask you all. How many are new users of Power BI over here? Those who are doing for the first time, those who are seeing Power BI for the first time, you can type FT in the chat box first time. And those who are repeat users, okay, you can type RT, okay, MT many times. Okay, so first time or repeat user RT, you can put, okay, first time. Okay, repeat user or first time. Okay. So I can see mixed responses. Most of you are first time users. Some are repeat users, or you have already used Power BI, or maybe you have installed, downloaded, but never built anything on it. Or maybe you have built but want to learn more. Okay. So I'll walk you through the entire thing. We'll take a small example of how you can get started. And then I'll take your queries also if you have any. So I hope you all have downloaded Power BI, and if it is downloaded and if it is installed, okay. Uh, yeah, so some people have used it online, but just to get data. Okay, so now we can do more with it. So if you use the desktop version, you can actually create your own reports. To use the online version, you have to have a login. Okay, not able to copy the link. You don't need to copy any link, Hari Kumar. You just need to type on Google Microsoft Power BI desktop download, and it will give you a link. You can click on that. It will help. It will take you to the download web page. Okay. So now, for those who have downloaded or for those who are still downloading, let's don't worry about it. Let it will happen. Okay. What you should concentrate on is understanding how things work. Okay. So to start with Power BI desktop, you have to select a data source because this is just a platform wherein you can build a report, but you need to provide it with the data. Okay. So the data can come from Excel or SQL or any other source. Okay. Then you have your intro to Power BI. When you click on this getting started, it will take you through uh, browser, Microsoft Learn, where you can actually get understanding of how to get started. But since you are all there in this session, we don't require that help because I am there to help you out. So what we will do is we will directly go to the data source and then we'll start. So this is how the interface look like. These are all the reports which I have created. So when you create a Excel file, it's the extension is .xls. When you create a Power BI report or a file, it is .pbix. Okay. So what I will do is I'll start with the sample data. So it is common data so that everyone can use it. Okay. I don't have to share any sample file with you all. What we need to do is we need to just click on learn with sample data. So we will click on this learn with sample data. And this is the first interface, or you can say this is a screen that is visible when you open the sample data. So there are two options, two ways to use the sample data. Take a tutorial online. Again, you can go to launch tutorial. It will take you to a web page, Microsoft Learn, and you can follow the instructions over there and come back here and do the things. And secondly, we can experiment on our own. Okay, so do it yourself, DIY. Okay. So here you are doing it with a mentor. I am there with you. So we are doing it together. Okay. So what we will do is we will go with the second option, experiment on our own. load sample data. You will click on load sample data. Okay, so how many of you are doing with me? Okay, are we on the same page, or you are still installing, or it's still happening? Okay, yes. Okay, there are some people who are saying yes. Great, still installing, no problem. It will take around 5 minutes to get installed. Like, it's not a very big application. It will take some time. Okay, no issues. You can install, and then once it is ready for use, okay, you can open Power BI. Okay, no problem. Do you want me to just wait for 1 minute before like I proceed further, so that those who are installing, they can also be with us? Okay, so we can just hold on for a minute. Okay, so I'll just, yeah, yeah, great. So what we will do is, I'll just take you to the different versions of Power BI that are available. Okay, so that by the time everyone is with us. So when you go to Microsoft page, on the Microsoft page, you get all the options. Okay, so here it is Microsoft 365 is the latest version of Microsoft, which provides various application. So as a part of this plan, you get Microsoft Power BI also. Okay. So Power BI is having multiple this thing. Okay. Versions. Okay. So one is a desktop version, the other one is online version. Okay. When you use the online version, then you can actually work with it when you log into it. Okay. So Power BI service I'm talking about. When you go to Power BI service, you can log in into it, and you can use it online. Okay, so the URL is app.powerbi.com. But today we are not discussing Power BI service. We are just discussing the desktop feature. Okay, so there are different this thing. Both works on the same similar ground, but for using this, you have to log in to your email. Once you log in, you will be going to the website of Microsoft. You log into your account, and whatever you have stored over there, those all will be available, and you can work on it. So right now we'll stick to the desktop version, and I'll take you again to the desktop version. I hope now people have installed, and you can open your Power BI. Okay. So once you open your Power BI, this is what the screen will look like. Okay. Wherein you will get an option. If you go to, this is the page where we started from. Okay, when you click on new, here you get this blank report. Okay, when you click on get data, you will get all the sources. Now, how to connect to the sample data? I'll just close my Power BI. I'll open it again so that you can follow it one more time. Okay, so I'm redoing what I have done so far. I'm restarting my Power BI. Okay, and when we open the Power BI, you will get an option of working with the sample data. You will get an option of working with sample data. So let me quickly open Power BI. Select a data source or start with a blank report. Okay. So here we'll click on learn with sample data, and that takes us to the main application, the page where we are going to use the sample data. Okay. So now a window will appear where it will ask you to actually work with a semantic model. So we'll click on load sample data. So we'll load the sample data. So once the sample data is visible, okay, it will connect to financial sample.xls. The sample data is in Excel format. Okay. So you will get two options. You will get a navigator, and in that navigator, you will get two options. One is a sheet, one is a table. Okay, I'll just show you once it appears. Okay. Yeah. So I hope you all can see the navigator window over here, right? So first there is a table which is called as financial, and in the second there is a sheet. Okay. Yeah. So we will click on the table called as financials. You have to check this table. Once you check this table, you will get a preview of the data. Okay, you will get a preview of the data. I hope the preview is visible to all. You can see my data set over here, correct? The data set, you can get it from Power BI, right? So this file, I'll show you how to get this Excel sheet also, but it is inbuilt data set, which is already inbuilt into Power BI. Okay. I don't have to share any file with you, but I'll show you how you can extract the data into Excel or where exactly you can look at this Excel file. So there is a file called as sample financial sample.xls. Okay. This file has two options. One is financial and one is sheet one. If you click on sheet one, you will still see the same data where you can load any one, right? Now there are three options over here: load, transform, and cancel. We will click on transform data. Now, why aren't we loading the data directly, and why we are clicking on transform data? Because would like to understand if the data is clean, there is no error, there are no blanks, okay? And we might have to actually uh, modify the data or add some more columns or do some calculations. So that all functions we can do in transform. So we'll click on transform data. Legacy, right? Sorry, I did not get you. VRC, what are you trying to explain here? So why are we transforming data? Okay. So see, we are going to transform the data because this is again a functionality of Power BI, which I wanted to show you, Power Query Editor. Why we are entering it? Because I'll tell you some of the reasons. Okay. Let's say when we talk about country, so in the second, we have first column called as segment. The second column is country. Now, if you see the country names, it is showing Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, United States of America. Okay. Now, United States of America is a big name, right? Instead of using United States of America, I want to just use USA. Okay, so that my data doesn't occupy a lot of space. How do I do that? So there are some changes which I want to do to my data set before I load it to Power BI so that I can create the visuals. That is why I have come here. Secondly, here in the units sold are showing in decimal. Okay. Now let's say I'm selling mobile phones. This company is selling mobile phones, or they are selling some other products which can be sold only in complete units. Do you think that the sold units sold should appear in decimals? We don't think so, right? Right. So that should not happen. So I want to transform the data so that I can do these small changes. Are you with me now? Yeah. So let's understand what all we can do, correct? So here, manufacturing price, sales, gross sales, discount, sales, COGS, profit. These all are amount columns, okay? These are all amount, okay? So I want to turn them into dollars or into rupees, okay? So that when I apply the visuals, they also appear in the same format. Then we have the date, we have month, and we have month name, year, all these things. Okay. Now, in this data set, we have the sales, we have the profit, but we do not have one element which is required for analysis. Can anyone tell me, like, if I have the profit and if I have the sales, what is one element that we should have so as to do a better analysis of the sales or the profit, which is not there? Profit percentage, very good. We already have the quantity. So we have the unit sold. Unit sold is nothing but the quantity. We have the selling price, we have the gross sales. So unit into price is the sales. We have the manufacturing price also, so we can find out the cost. But what I was talking about, and most of you have already pointed out, is the profit ratio. Correct. So another one more reason of coming to Power Query or transforming the data is to add more columns, which can help me in the visualization or the reporting before I actually deep dive into the creating the visuals. Okay. So now let's understand how we can modify this data. So what I'm going to do first is in the country. Now, see, this will look like Excel, but it is much more wider or much more detailed or much more useful than Excel. I'll tell you how. So in Excel, we have these headers, right? But in the Power Query, we have headers and then we have this ABC also. We have this 1.2, 1, 2, 3. Now, can anyone tell me what is this ABC representing over here? Why do we have the ABC in the first four columns and 1, 2, 3 or 1.2 in the next columns? Yes, it is nothing but the data type. So it is the text data, correct? Now let's say I want to convert this unit into whole numbers. I can just click on 1.2 and I can just change it to 123 whole number. And you will see that my units will get rounded off. Okay, so yes, these are different data categories. We can see these are all text and this is the number or numeric data. Now, what I want is I want that all my columns, which are manufacturing price, sales price, gross sales, discount is a percentage. Okay, so discount is appearing as 0. But if you click on this, you will see that there are different discount. I think they are in amount only. Okay, so yes, all these columns I want to make it in rupees or dollars. What I'll do is I'll select all of them together by pressing the shift key and moving my arrow key. And now I'll right click on any one and I'll go to change type and I will call it as I will select fixed decimal number. When I select fixed decimal number, it will convert into dollar. Now it is asking whether you want to add a column or you want to replace the current. We'll say replace current. And do you see all these columns getting converted into dollars? And you can see that commas also, the formatting has changed. Yes or no, everyone? Can I have some replies in the chat? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great, great. Now what we will do is we will add one column wherein we will find out the profit margin. We will find out the profit margin. Since decimals are there, because I did not change the decimal, I just converted them to dollar. Okay, if you want to remove the decimals, what you can do is you can select these three columns. Let's say I'm selecting sales, COGS, and profit, and you can remove the decimals. Okay, you can round it off. Okay, so how to round it off? You can go to transform, and here you will have an option of rounding. Okay, here you can round up, round down, or you can use like what you want to round off. Okay, so you can just say round up and now you will not see the decimals. Okay. If you want to remove the decimal points, you can go to information or you can go to rounding off or you can go to format and you can choose whether you want to keep the decimals or you want to remove the decimals, something like that. Okay. I didn't get the dollar. Okay. So see what you need to do is you just need to click on this and you have to select the fixed decimal number. Okay. If you select whole number, you'll not get dollars. You have to select the fixed decimal number. So the headers will show the dollars, not the numbers. Okay. Okay. Now I'll show you how to add a new column. So on the top where the tabs are there, home, transform, add column. In the add column, you'll go to add column. And then we want to do a calculation. We want to do a standard calculation wherein we want to divide. What we want to divide? We want to divide the profit by the sales column. Okay, so I'll select profit and I'll select sales by pressing the control key. So I'll first select the profit and then select the sales. Don't do the reverse way, otherwise you'll get wrong values. So first select profit, then select sales, and then we will click on standard and then divide. If we do standard and divide, you all see we have got a new column, correct? There is a new column which got inserted, which is saying division. But this is percentage. This is GP ratio. Okay. So we can call it as profit margin. Okay. And we want to make it percentage. Okay. So we'll click on dollar. And right now it is appearing in decimal. But what we will do is we'll click on percentage. So now do you all see that my profit margin is appearing in percentage? This column was not there in the data. We have added it. Okay, you want me to repeat this process? I'll show that again. So we added one column. Okay. So what data, whatever steps we are doing in Power Query, okay, whatever steps we are doing in Power Query, they all get recorded over here. Applied steps. Okay. So this is the source. So let me show you, let me talk about these steps. When I click on source, here on the formula bar, it will show me the source. Okay. So someone was asking me if we can get the data or how can we open this Excel file. You can copy the source from here, the link from here, the path from here. You can go to Windows R. When you type Windows R, it will open your run command. You can paste the address over here, the path over here, and you can press enter. Now what will happen is it will open the Excel sheet containing the data. Now, before you see the data, a quick question. We added some columns in the data set. We changed the type also. Do you think these columns will get added in the original data as well? We added one percentage column. No, it never gets added. No, none of the changes will happen in the original data. You will see the data as it is. Okay. And if you see the original data, it is already showing dollars over here. Okay. It was already having as dollars. Okay. But it do not have the profit margin, which I just added. It does not have that column. Correct. Even if you see the units sold, they are still appearing in decimals. It's not rounded off. So whenever you use Power, okay, you want me to place the data link in the chat? I'll do that. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just share this file in the chat. Don't worry. I'll just share this file in the chat. So if you want, you can upload this data set in your Power BI and you can use it. Yes, you're right. If you sync the data, if you change the data in Excel and you click on refresh in Power BI, your dashboard will get refreshed. Okay. So always Power BI loads the data from the source and then it gives you the result. So if you do any modification in the data, it will appear in your dashboard. Okay. If you change the path of your file, then it might not show you the details. Okay. So I'm just sharing this file with you all in the chat. You can download it from there. Those who want it, they can download it and then we'll take it ahead. Okay. So I put the file in the chat. You can download it. Now, this is the source. Okay. So you can see that there is one table and there are two tables, sheet one and financial. When you click on navigation, what it does, it navigates to the data source. So now we can see the data over here. We selected the table. So it's saying source item is financials, the table name is financial and the kind is table, and this is the data. Now when you click on change type, it will automatically, Power Query automatically detect the data type and it gives some types. Okay, so you have the text column appearing as text, the number as appearing as number, something like that. Then we did round it up, we changed the decimal to whole number. Then we inserted this step of division. Okay, someone wanted me to repeat this step, so I'm deleting the last step which I did and I'm doing it again. So if you delete any step from between, all the other steps become irrelevant. So you have to delete all them. Okay. Now what we will do is we will create the column again. So for all those, I am repeating the step. You can concentrate over here. We will click on add column and we want to create a column by dividing our profit by sales. Okay. So first I selected profit, then I selected sales. Now I can go to standard and we can do it. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. So I can select the profit column first and then the sales column, and I can go to add column and you will see the standard and divide. So that is how I can create a column called as division. Now I'll double click on this and I can rename it to profit margin. And I have renamed this column, so it is showing rename column. I will change the type to percentage and you will see the percentage also. Understood? So this is how things work in Power Query. One more change I'll do. So I wanted to replace this United States of America with USA. I'll click on this United States of America. I'll go to Home tab and there is the option of replace values. Replace values. I'm just highlighting it. You can see this is replace values. I'll click on replace values and so the same similarly what you use in Excel, Control H, replace. The same thing is happening over here. It is asking like value to find United States of America since we selected this cell and replace with, we'll just type USA over here and we click on OK. Now you see that the column has been replaced. Okay, the cell value has been replaced and we can shorten this column. We can save some space. Done. Are you hope you all are following me? Hope everyone is understanding. It is clear to all. Great, great. Okay. Now, once we have done this, one more step I'll do and then we'll move to our visualization part. Okay. Last step in the process. So in the profit, you see there are some negatives. In the profit, you see there are many negative numbers. Okay. And there are some positives and there is a zero in between as well. Okay. Now, if I ask you all, it is important to understand the data, right? So tell me, what does the negative in the profit represent? What does the profit in the positive in the profit represent? And what is zero representing in the profit column? Loss is negative. Negative is loss. Negative means loss. Great. What does the positive means? Positive means profit. And what do you call a zero? If there is a zero in the profit and loss, what it is called? What is the term for that? No profit and loss, no loss. There is an exact term for that. In the commerce, there is a term for that. Yes, Sudha has given that word. I think Anish, break even. Yes, no profit, no loss is break even. Correct. So now what we will do is we will classify a profit into three categories, which is profit, loss, and break even. Okay. Now, how do we do it? I want to add a column called as profit status, and I want to classify the profit as profit, loss, or break even. The transaction as profit, loss, or break even. How do I do that? Anyone who can guide over here? How do we add a new column? We'll go to add column. And this time I want to add a column and what kind of column it is going to be. So you have multiple options over here. Column from examples, custom column, invoke custom function, conditional column, index column, duplicate column. What kind of column are we going to insert? If someone can quickly put it in the chat. Yes, amazing. I've got a good audience today. So you all are right. It is conditional column. Okay, so we'll click on conditional column and we will call it as transaction status because it is going to evaluate all your transactions and it is going to tell you whether it is the profit is a profit, the transaction is profitable or not. So we will just add a rule here. If the profit is greater than zero, then what you want like to call it as? We will like to call it as profit or profitable transaction. Okay. Else we will call it as a loss transaction. Okay. Loss. Or you can call it as unprofitable. Unprofitable. profitable. Okay. But we want to add one more category, that is break even. So we'll add a clause and we'll say if the profit happens to be zero, then you call it as break even. Okay. And now I'll click on OK. Now, do you see this column getting added? Transaction status. What is the text? What is the type of this column? Data type of this column? It is a text column. So we will click on string. Yeah, ABC123 will make it text. Now, if you click on this, you will see three options: break even, profitable, unprofitable. Break even, profitable, unprofitable. So in half an hour, we were able to actually manipulate this data, work around this Power Query, and understand how does it work. Okay. Now, shall we take it to Power BI now? Shall we load this data to Power BI? How to load this data to Power BI? We will click on Home and we will click on Close and Apply. We will click on Home tab and we'll click on the first button, Close and Apply. Close and Apply. So whatever changes I have done to my data, that changes, along with that changes, the data will get loaded to Power BI now. Okay. So we are loading our data to Power BI. So you can see the 700 rows loaded. That means the data is loaded. How many of you are able to load the data in your Power BI? Those who have done, those who are with me can type done in the chat box. Done. Okay. Sneha is done. What
So,
about others?
sorry to interrupt in between, sir. Actually, we have one session feedback form. Is it okay if I launch it like right now? I just need 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah, please, please.
Thank you. Guys, please, I would like to request everyone. We have one session feedback form which I have launched. Please do fill it out. If you have like any recommendation, you want another session on any specific topic, you can write down it here. So, guys, please, everyone, please do fill it out, the session feedback form. And you can write down any suggestions also. And if you have any questions, you can please write it down in a Q&A tab. We'll take those questions.
Yeah, can we resume?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, we have one question. Someone is writing that sometimes I get packet uh, packet failure error. How to resolve it?
Packet failure error. So exactly where are you getting this error? From which source are you getting trying to load the data? Or if that person can upload the screenshot of exactly, then I'll be able to, yeah, help on it. Okay, because it can be a specific data error. After load and submit, what should I do? Okay. So yes, now let me, someone also asked like how to get the how to load the data. It wanted me to share again. Okay, so what I will do is uh, we will click on transform data. Okay, once the data is loaded, again you want to go back to your Power Query. You can click on this pencil over here, this icon over here, transform data. It will take you back to Power Query. Okay, the window where we have come from. Okay, so you can see that window is there, Power Query. Okay, and now someone who was asking how to load the data, we'll click on Home tab. The first icon you can see here, close and apply. We'll click on this. So it will load the data into Power BI. Now I'll show you how to do. So there were some questions regarding the recording. So Preeti has shared the links in the chat. Those who are looking for the recording of this session, because you might need it to review the things, and maybe you are just wanting to do it again afterwards. You can refer to those recordings. Did not get the data set. Okay. So I'll share this data set again in the chat. Maybe someone
Sir,
has
I
missed.
will share it. I will share it.
Okay, okay, no problem. Yeah. If you can upload it on the drive and share the drive link, that will also be good. I've shared the file again. Yeah, Preeti is also shared. On live data, more rows will be added. Will new added column also get refreshed with applied rules? Yes, yes, definitely. So if whatever changes you are doing to your data set, all the rules that we have applied will get added to the new rows also. Okay, that I will show in the session. Okay. Now let's see what to do when the data is loaded into Power BI. How to go ahead once the data is loaded into Power BI. Okay. Now, where do we see the data? Where do we see the data? Okay. Where is the data? In the data tab. Okay. The second icon on the extreme left. Yes. So on the right hand side data, you see this financials, all these columns headers are there, but I cannot see the data, right? To see the data, to view the data, you have to go to the second button on the extreme left. There are five icons you can see over here. First is report view, second is table view, third is model view, fourth is DAX query view. Fifth one is TMDL view. Okay, so we'll first talk about what is the table view. Click on the table icon on the left hand side, extreme left corner, and you will all get to see the data over here. Can you see the data over here now? Right? And you will realize that it has all those columns which we added. We added profit margin, we have taxable status, transaction status, right? But in the profit margin, it is not appearing as percentage. Is it appearing as percentage in your case, or it is appearing in decimals? You can write D or P. D for decimal, P for percentage. It is as appearing as decimals, although we converted into percentage. Okay, so what we need to do is, you don't have to worry about it. You have not done something wrong. It is by default you're getting this as decimal. Just select this column, and on top you will see column tools. Okay, on the top you will see column tools. A ribbon is there. There is a section called as formatting. In this formatting, you can click on this percentage icon again. And now do you see the numbers getting converted into percentage? Do you see the numbers getting converted into percentage now? Yes, everyone. Great, great. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and let's build some visuals. Okay, let's go ahead and let's build some visuals. Okay, so this is our data. Now, before I teach you how to build visuals and how to apply the charts and all, first we should understand what kind of dashboard are we going to create. What are the key performance indicators, KPIs, which the CEO, CFO would like to know from the data set. As we have the gross sales, the units sold, the profit margin, Okay. So these are the KPIs which the management would like to know. The people on top would like to know. Okay. What we will do, we will present it. So this is the top line item. Secondly, we have country, segment, product, all these things. So we will present the data based on segments, countries, product, etc. Now let's come to the report view again, and let's try to build a dashboard. Okay. Now tell me, what should be the first element in the dashboard? What should be the first element, the first thing that the dashboard should have on the top? What it should start with? Very basic question, not very technical question. So Trilok, I think you're right. It should start with the header, the title, right? It should start with the title, not heading or title, right? Headings, correct. So what we will do is we will put our title. So we will put a text box. So you can see a text box over here, icon called for the text box. Okay. You will click on this text box. A window will come to write in. Okay. And you will see a small cursor blinking. You can change the size to 40. It will become bigger. And you can call it as a financial financial report. Okay. And Shine.com. Okay. Financial report or a sample financial report. I can make it bold also. I can change the color of the font, whatever I want like to make it. Okay. So I can do all these changes. Correct. Now what I want to do is I want to have some background color in my dashboard. So I can go to format. You can see these icons on the right hand side. You click on the third icon, format icon, and then you can go to canvas background. And in the color, you can choose this color. Okay. But in spite of choosing a yellow background, we don't see a yellow background because the transparency is 100. You have to reduce the transparency and you will see a background. Okay. If you want a darker shade, you can make it 0. If you want a light, we want a light background. Okay. So we can make it accordingly. Let's keep it at 70%. Okay. Now let us save our work, whatever we have done. Let us first save it. So you press Ctrl S. It will save your work. Okay. It is always good to save the work before we go ahead. Okay. You can decide the location where you would like to save this work. Okay. So I'm putting in a folder and I'll call it as a Shine Financial Report. Okay. And you can mention Power BI, or you can also call it as your first Power BI report, whatever you would like to name it as. You can name it. Once your report is saved, it will show over here the name of the report along with the time, today at 12:06. Okay. As you refresh, the time will change. Okay. Now it will show you the location also, because sometimes we forget where we are saving the data. You can also upload this to OneDrive, but we'll do it later. Now let's try to build some KPIs. Now tell me, everyone, are you seeing this insert section in your Power BI also? In the center, do you see this visuals in the center, or do you see the visuals on the right hand side like this? Do you see I see the visuals at both the places, in the center also, towards the right side also. Do you also see this or you don't see this? Right side. Okay. Right side. New version shows in middle. Okay. Yeah. So there is a feature that you need to add. Okay. So I will help you in doing some setting wherein you can also see them on the top. Okay, so we'll click on file menu. Everyone go to the file menu. In the file menu, you have to come to the options and settings. In the file menu, come to options and settings. And then again go to options. This is a one-time setting that you need to do. So that is a one-time setting we need to do. So go to file, options and settings. Again go to options and then come to preview features. And I will just use annotation to highlight where I want you to tick. So allow me a minute. So you have to tick on object interaction. On object interaction, put a tick over here. There are several other things that I've ticked, but for now you can click on this on object interaction. One more change in setting you need to do. Okay. I'll put a screenshot in the chat also. So those, if you want to refer, you can refer to it again. I think it is not allowing me to paste the screenshot. No worries. So you need to check on object interaction. Secondly, what you need to do is you need to click on security, go to security and make sure that your use map and field map visual is also ticked on. Your use map or field map visual is also ticked on. Okay. Can you please tell how to change the background? Yeah, I'll do it again. Okay, I'll show you how to change the background. And I think someone also asked, can you please show again? What do you want me to show again? Sneha. So these two settings you have to do in the preview features on object interaction, in the security, this use map and field map visuals. Okay. After you have done this, we'll click on OK. Click on OK once you have done this. And then it might ask you to restart your Power BI. Yeah, you can also take the ArcGIS for Power BI. For right now, it is not required. Okay, but you can keep it on. Okay. So in the preview settings, two changes you have to do. In the preview features, you have to tick on object interaction. And in the security, you have to put a tick on map visuals. Map and field map. That's it. Okay, now what happens once we have done this? Okay. Once you have done this, how to put the background? I'll show you how to put the background again. So on the right hand side, you have this format option. In the format, we have canvas background. In the canvas background, you can select the color and you can choose what color you want to put. If you want to put a darker background, you can put a darker background also. If you want to put a light background, you can put a light background. Depends on what you want to put. Okay. Now let's go ahead and build the visuals. So from this now, we have to select a card. Okay. For those who are not getting this, don't worry. You can use the visuals from here also. Same visuals are there. What they have done is they have categorized the visuals into different categories over here. Here they have put the visuals all together in a stack. We need to select 1, 2, 3. That is a card. So you will select a card. It will appear like this. Okay, select a card visual. And it is an empty container. You can consider this as a container. Okay, you will select a card. Now in this card, what we will do is we'll put the values. Okay, we'll put the values. So we will add sales here. Okay, let us put the gross sales inside this card. So you select the card, you click on add data, and you put gross sales. And do you see 127.93 million? Are you all seeing the same? Are you all getting the same number? 127.93 million. Okay. Again, I'm explaining to get this card, you have to click on this visual or the right hand side window. And in the fifth row and first column, you will get this card. Here you will see 1, 2, 3. There is 1, 2, 3 with a flash. That is a new card. We are not talking about this. You will select this card and you can place one more card over here. So I put the sum of gross sales. Similarly, we'll put the profit also. So you just have to type profit and tick on this and the profit will come. So are you all getting these cards? Similarly, we can do one more thing. I think your favorite thing now I'm going to show you. Something which everyone loves to do when you're working with Excel or Word or PowerPoint. What are the two commands, shortcut keys which you use the most at work? What are the two shortcut keys that everyone uses at work, without which you cannot imagine your day? Yeah, it is right. Control C, Control V, sometimes Control Z also. Correct. So we are going to use the same key, Control C and Control V. Copy paste the card. Okay. Copy paste the card visual. And we have created one more copy of this. Okay. So you can have multiple copies of card. Okay. Now in this card, I want to put the GP ratio, gross margin ratio. So it is showing profit because I copied. I'll put a cross on this. I'll remove the data. Now I will add the gross margin. So I'll type profit margin, sorry, profit margin. Now, tell me, is it correct? Can we have a profit margin of 19,531.53%? Is it possible to have such a profit margin? No, 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 no. Okay. Then what it should be? See, if you read below the number, it is showing sum of profit margin. That means there is a 700 row data. What it is doing, it is adding all the profit margin and it is showing you the total. Total is 19,551. We can take the total of sales, we can take the total of profit, but we cannot take the total of sum of profit margin. What we have to take is we have to take the average. Now, how do I convert this sum into average? For doing this in Excel, you have to write the sum function or the average function. Here, you don't have to do anything. You have to just click on the right hand side arrow over here. It will open this pane called as field and summarization. In the summarization, you will see sum. Instead of sum, we will select what? Average. And now it is showing 27.90%. Have you all got it? So that's how you can convert to average. Now, we have the gross sales, we have the profit, we have the average margin. Okay. Now, we would like to see these country wise or segment wise. Okay. How do we do that? So there are two things you can do over here. We can insert a table now. So let's insert a table. Let's insert one more visual called as a table. In this table, what we will do is we will add country. We will add the countries. So you see Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, USA. The font size is small. Let's make it big. So we will go to the format option. Whenever you want to do any formatting, you have to first select the visual, then go to the format button, and then values. We want to increase the font size of the values. Let's make it 18. Now even the header, the country should be bigger. Okay. So the column header, you can also make it 24 and make it bold also. So now we have the country and the country names. Okay. What we want to see, we want to see the sales of these countries. So in the column, we will add more detail. Let's say gross sales. So now do we see the gross sales as well? And along with the gross sales, I want to see the profit as well. And along with the profit, I want to see the profit margin as well. But I don't want the sum. I want the average. So instead of sum, we will set what? Average. But guys, okay, we don't want this sum to be there. Okay, sum of gross profit, sum of sales. We don't want all this. We just want the headers without these. What we can do is to remove the sum of, we can go to this, right click and rename. Rename from this visual, and then you can remove the sum of. Similarly, here also we can double click also and we can say, I just want to have profit. I don't want sum of. Here also we want only profit margin. We don't want average. Make sense, everyone? Whatever we have done so far, is it making sense to all? Are you liking what you're learning today? Correct? Definitely. Thank you. So this is how the table is done. Now let's make it more creative. Okay. Now what we will do is we will insert a pie chart. Okay. Or we can insert a donut also, whatever you want. Let's bring a pie chart. Okay. And I want to see what is the contribution of different segments to my sales. So in my legend, I can put segment, and in the values, I'll put sales. Now, do you see a pie chart which is showing the segment wise sales? Okay, we can reduce the size of these headers. It has become too big now. Let me change the size of the column headers for this table. So how do I do it? I'll go to the table again. I'll click on the table and then go to column headers, and I can reduce this to 16 maybe. So that we can reduce the size of the table. We can increase the size of the pie chart. Now let's say you want to format this pie chart so that it looks good. What we can do is we can click on this format button again. Here you see title. We can bring it into center. We can have a background color also in the title. We can make the foreground color as white. We can increase the font size of the title. We can remove the sum of word and make it only gross sales by segment. Okay. And now you see all these segments. Now let's say I don't want to have the legend over here. I can remove the legends. Instead of this, I can put the legend in the pie itself. So all detail labels. And I can increase their size so that it becomes readable. Correct? Can you see which segment is giving you more revenue? It is the government segment having 56, 50, 44% of stake, then enterprise, small business, all these things, right? Now what we can do is we can switch off the background of this so that it merges with our dashboard. So this is how you can make it look good. Correct? Similarly, for this table also, you can remove the background of the table. So go to size and style. In the size and style, there is an option of turning of the background. We can turn off the background and it will go. But still we can see this. So here you have to go to the style and make it none. So you will see the table like this. Okay. So the more you put your hands on, the more you will understand about all these things. Okay. Now, same thing I want to do over here. I'll just show you some good formatting tips. You can add a visual border. You can add a shadow also. So your card will look good now. Okay. Isn't it looking good? And you can make the corners as rounded corners also. So you can choose what kind of rounded corners if you want to have. You can remove, you can increase this. Now we can use for format painter to apply the same formatting in the different cards. Okay, now I'll take you to the most important feature of Power BI. How to make this look interactive, how to make this interactive. Okay, so now let's say I have in my data set, if you look at your data, we have country, we have dates, we have product, we have segment. So we have displayed the segments over here, but we have got the transaction status. If you remember, we created one transaction status. Now what I will do is I will add a slicer. What is a slicer? Slicer is nothing but a filter. I will add a slicer. I will apply the same formatting which I have applied to my card to the slicer also. Now let me add some data to the slicer. So let us add transaction status over here. Let me read some questions. There are so many questions in the chat now. In my system's Power BI symbol and edit icon is not showing which over the card table. Okay. I think you are using the old version of Power BI. Maybe you have to do some changes. You will get. Okay. Repeat the pie chart. Okay. I'll show. I'll show. Looks organized and professional. Very good. I think we have shared the data set multiple times. I think you can get it from there. If you look at the previous charts, you will get the data set. And it's there in the Power BI itself, the sample data. Okay. Yeah, she has shared the again. Preeti has shared the data again. Great. Now, guys, concentrate over here. This is the dashboard. Okay, you could have created this in Excel also, but not that clean, professional, sleek looking, good looking dashboard. Okay, you can add image also or logo also of your company over there. Okay, whatever you want to do, you can do it. I'll show you. Let's say this white background I don't want. What I can do is I can go to format. I can go to size and style. I can remove the background, put off the background. Okay, so now this will become like this. But let's say you want to have a different color background or you want to have a visual border. You can add a visual border. You can add shadow. Okay. Now this even the title looks good. Correct. Even the title looks good. Now let's say what we want is when you click on this title, it should take you to our website, to the website of Shine.com. Okay. How you can add action to your dashboard. I'm taking you to the next level. Now, before I do that, let me show you quickly how to add an image, okay, to your dashboard. How to add any logo of a company to your dashboard. So first, what we will do is we will go to Shine.com. Okay. And let's say I want to include this logo over here. Okay, I'll take a sneak, I'll take a screenshot of this. I'll go to paint. I'll paste it over here. Okay, and then this I'm doing because I don't have the logo right now. Let's say you don't have the logo, then what you'll do? Okay. If you have the logo, then it's okay. You can directly use that. If you do not have, then this is the way you can get one. Okay. So we will save it now. Okay. I'll save this as Shine logo, JPG format, and I'll save it on my desktop. Now let's say I want to bring this logo over in my Power BI. Okay. I want to have this logo over here. I'll go to insert, and in the insert, you have an option of images. We'll go to image and we'll select desktop. And in the desktop, we will select what? Shine. Do you see the logo has come? We can reduce it and we can place it here. Nice. So you can neatly place your logos also on your dashboard. Okay. You can put your name, whatever, your signature, whatever you want to. Okay. Now, second thing, I want to insert a link. Okay. So there is an option of insert link. Now we'll go to the same website. I'll copy the URL from here. I'll copy this URL. I'll put it over here and I'll click on done. Okay, now what it is doing, it is inserting this link, but I don't want this. Okay, I want that this only should become my link. Okay, so when someone over on Shine.com, it should insert. So what I can do is I can click on this and I can say insert link. Now it has made this as a hyperlink. Okay, now when I hover my mouse over here, it will take you to the Shine.com. Okay, once you upload this, it will work. Okay. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you that we have this slicer inserted over here. There are different formats of the slicer you can use. I will change the slicer setting and make it as a tile. Okay. So I have these three options with me. Break even, profitable, and all. Or maybe I can select a drop down also. So you have this list to select from. Or you can have a vertical list also. Okay, so we can choose whatever we want to keep it as. Okay, we can increase the size of the text. You make it bigger, make it bold. Okay, whatever. We can also choose to make this bigger, the transaction status. You can also put a background color over here if you want, so that our entire dashboard looks similar. Okay, and we can change the slicer heading color to be white, and we can, okay, so this we have done. Now what happens now, look here, it is the most interesting thing of the day. Now if I click on, let's say I want to understand what transactions are unprofitable, I click on unprofitable, and do you see everything changing? Do you see the entire dashboard getting changed? 12 million sales are resulting into loss. Okay, and it is 6.77% negative. Okay, and you see enterprise is giving us the loss. When I click on profitable, it is showing only the profitable sales and what segments are giving profitable sales. When I select break even, it will show only break even. So zero profit, zero loss, and these are the sales, these are the countries, and entrepreneur is the segment. So we have created a interactive dashboard. Not only this, when I click on Canada, you see entire things change on the dashboard. Okay, all the numbers, all the KPIs changes because now it is showing only Canada sales. Okay, if I click on Germany, again everything will change. France, everything will change, something like this. So it is all interactive. Yes. Now this is one page. Okay. Suppose you want to add one more page, you want to add more things. Someone asked me how to create the pie chart. I'll show it again. So you insert this pie, whatever you want to display. Let's say I want to display the product by sales. I can add product in my legend and I want to see the profit. Okay, not the sales, but the profit. I can add in the values profit. So I will get a pie chart showing me the distribution of product wise profit. I can create a donut chart here and I can add country. In the values, I can add sales. So it will show me sales, country wise sales in the donut. I can add profit also in the same donut. So it will further divide this. What is the sales? What is the profit for each country? Okay. So this is how you can create multiple visuals. Okay, now how to get the, yeah. So I'll create a map also. I'll create a map also. I'll show you how to get the slicer. Okay. And then we'll take up the queries as well. Okay. So I'm showing you how to get the slicer again. So this is the button. Okay. So this is the slicer button. If you want me to show from here, from the build, this is the slicer button. Now you can choose what you want in the slicer. Okay. Now let me put the months. Let's say I want to get the month wise details. So I can put the date over here in the slicer. From the date, I want month. So I select the month. Now it is showing me all this list. Okay. So instead of having a vertical list, I can choose a format wherein I will have this tiles. Okay. So every month, like it will appear like this. I can reduce it to two columns. Okay. So we have 12 months listed over here. Now let's say I want to see what happened in April. Okay. I can click on April and all the things have changed. I can click on August. I can click on September. I can click on October, whatever. So this is how you can use your slicer. Correct? Now someone asked me how to create a map. So to create a map, you have to choose a map visual. Now in the map, we have to select the location. So which column has the location? What data do we have the location? The country is the location, right? So in the location, we will add country. In the location, we will add country. Now, as I added country, do you see a map coming up? Do you see Canada, US, Mexico, France? Here is Germany, right? But we see small dots of blue color. Now, in the legend also, let me put country. Now, do you see these dots getting turned into different color dots? In the bubble size, let us put profit. Now, do you see bigger dots? What are these dots representing? These dots representing the countries where we are making the sales, where we are doing the business. Now, in the map, you can select different kind of map, like aerial. Okay, it will show something like this. Light. So it will not show the names, it will just show you this. Okay. Suppose you want to highlight the countries where you're operating. So you can click on category labels. It will show you the names like this. Okay. So this is how you can build a map visual. There is one more map visual. Instead of this, you can select a shape visual also, a filled map visual. Let me convert this into the filled map visual. Okay, and in the legend also we'll put country. Now, do you see the countries in different colors? Okay, North America, USA, Mexico, and all. You can again put on the category labels. We can turn on the category labels so that we can. So this, you can choose what color you want to have in what country. Let's say Canada, you want to have this color. So it can change. Okay. Now, one important thing. Once you have created this dashboard, how do you save it? How do you share it with the people? So there are two options. If you do not have the license, you can go to the file option and you can export it. Export it as a PDF. You can export it as a PDF, and whatever pages you have created, it will become the pages of the PDF. Okay. So you can see the PDF is open now, will open now. And you can see this is how the dashboard will look like once it is converted into PDF. But here you do not have the option to select any slicer. It will be a static dashboard. But you want to publish it, you will need a license. I've logged into my account. You can click on publish. It will take you to your workspace. You click on select, and then it will upload this into your workspace. And then you can open it and you can share the link for everyone to access it. Those who have the those who are in your organization, they can only see it. Now, one more small thing I'll touch upon. See, DAX is a uh, it's an advanced concept, okay, but I'll introduce some part of DAX over here. Let's say in my dashboard, I want to have today's date and current time. Okay, I'll just introduce a small concept of DAX over here. How do I insert the date and time? Because there is no option to insert the date and time in the visuals, correct? So, does anyone know how to get the date in Excel? What is the function to get the date in Excel? In any cell in Excel, if you want to get the current date, what is the function to be used? If you're learning Power BI, your Excel should be good. If your Excel is good, then it'll be easier to learn Power BI. Okay. So someone asked me to speak in Hindi. I thought most of the audience are English speaking, so I was speaking in English only. Yes, but okay. So today is the function. Today function use कर सकते हैं. Okay. If you have any specific question, I can answer in Hindi. Okay. But yeah, today is the function. You are right. So अब हम DAX देखेंगे. So how to write a DAX function? How to get the date and current time? I will do that. So what we will do is we will go to new measure. Can you see this calculator? आपको नया measure दिख रहा है? You click on this new measure, and here you can write the function. Okay, so here you get a formula bar. Okay, I hope this formula bar is visible. I am just making it bigger. Okay, here you will write current date. This is the name of the function that I'm giving, current date measure I'm creating, and I'll write today. Okay, the same function is used in Power BI also. Today. So now I have got this date. Now I can choose what is the format I want to put for the date. I just want the date to appear in this format. Let's say Wednesday and this. Okay. Now I've selected this format. Now what do I do? How do I get the measure? Okay. Where do I see this current date? So in my data set, if you see the data, you will see one calculator like button. This is the current date. Okay. Now let me put this here. So what we will do is we will insert a card. And in this card, I will add current date. Yes, today is 3rd October. Can you see this? And we don't want this current date. We all know it is current date. So we can go to format and we can put off this category label. इसको हम बंद कर देंगे. ठीक है. And I can place it at the bottom of my dashboard. If you want to reduce the size of this, you can go to callout value. You can reduce the size to, let's say, 32. And we can turn off the background also. We can remove the background. So this is how the date is appearing. Now, how to get the time? So those who help me with the date, can you tell me what is the function to get the time? The current time. How do you get the current time? So again, we'll click on the calculator, the new measure, and we will name it as current time this time. And what is the function? Can I see the chats? Now, very good. Now is the right answer. We'll go to now and now and open bracket close braces. And now here is your measure, which is also ready. You can see this measure will appear here. Current date, current time. Now what we will do is we will do Control C, Control V. Okay, and I'll change this from current date to time. And it is showing both date and time. What we can do is you can go to your current time measure and you can just select to see only the time. So it is showing me the current date as well as the time. It is 12:43 as of now, 44. Okay. So it will change. It will record. It will change as per your this thing. When you refresh your visual, it will change also. Okay. So I hope whatever we did today, you all understood this part and you were able to do it. Although it will take some more time and effort to learn Power BI, it is just a beginning. We wanted you to have an idea of how Power BI works. Okay. So now I will keep the forum open for any questions that you might have, and would love to take those questions.
Thank you, sir. Actually, can we start with the questions?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Before this, I would like to request everyone, guys, if you have any question, please feel free to drop it on Q&A tab. Okay, so Sandeep is asking which version you are using Power BI desktop.
Okay, so just give me 1 minute. I will show you my version. Okay. So see, you can go to file options and in the about, you will be able to see the version I'm using. Okay. So this is the latest version I'm using, 2.147.1085, 64-bit, September 25 release. Okay. So this is the version, okay, I'm
Okay.
using.
Thank you. So another question Sudha is asking how to add through so that clicked on profit it should show margin in same pie chart.
Okay. So if you want to have the margin also, so what you need to do is you need to go to your build option in the pie chart. Okay. Now in the values we have selected sales. So here there is a tool tip. In the tool tip you can add profit. You can add profit margin also. Now what will happen is when you hover over it, it will show you the margin over here. Okay. Instead of sum, we can just select the average again. So instead of sum, we can do average. And now when you hover over your pie chart, it will show you the sales, the profit, and the margin, everything.
Okay,
Yes.
sir. Thank you. So another question Braj is asking what is append and relationship between table?
Okay. See, what happens is in Power BI, I did not touch upon this because again, it is an advanced thing. So here we were using a data set which is only one table. Okay. There are some data set which has multiple tables, okay, or multiple files. Now, if I add one more table, you have to have something in common, then you can connect both these tables. Okay. So when we do that, when we connect a table, then in that case, you have to create relationship between tables, and in that relationship you can so let me open one file. I'll show you the relationship between tables. How do we have I'll show you. If any other question is there, I can. So to post this, I already answered this. To post this, what you need to do is you need to either publish it. Okay, you have to have a license to publish it. Once you publish, it will be there in your database, in your this thing, and then you can share it with anyone once the data is published. If you do not have, then you can actually create a PDF and you can upload it. Uh, you can share the PDF to someone. How can I create a schema and implement a dashboard that visualize data from multiple Excel files in a single dashboard? Okay. Now, see, to do this, to create a schema, will be, yeah, to link it to web page, you have to copy that link and embed it in your web page code. It will be appearing in your web page also. That can also be done. Okay. And see, whatever questions I'm getting over here, what you can do is I'll suggest everyone to you can also go to Chat GPT and ask your questions over there. Okay, it will give you a step-by-step method of how to upload it, how to put it in your web page, how to get the schema, all these things, right? I'll show you one more feature of AI inside this. Okay, so we have a Q&A section in Power BI also. Let's say when I click on this Q&A, it is preparing some question and answer. So now AI will read my data, and based on my data it will give me some questions. Okay, for example, it is given me these number of segments, maximum sale price, total gross sales. Okay, now let's say I click on total gross sales. I just click on this and you will see it will give the result also. Okay, so just wait for a minute. It will give you the answer here in the same visual. It is working. You can see this is blinking. So it is going through your data, reading your data and trying to get the answer. This is the answer. Okay. Now let's say you say total gross sales by country in bar chart. I am just putting this and within seconds, it is giving me the sales by country. And if you write gross sales and profit, it will give you cluster bar chart. Okay. So it is giving you instead of bar chart, if you let's say if you say in pie chart, it will create a pie chart also. So this is NLP, natural language processing. You're just adding your natural language questions in natural language, and it is creating these visuals. Once the visuals are created, you can import this into Power BI as well. But you, if you write create a dashboard for me, and you enjoy your coffee, it will not do it for you. You have to put specific questions. You have to work. AI will not do everything. Okay. So someone is asking, if I ask it, can you create a dashboard? It'll ask you, can you give me your salary?
Okay, so can we like move to another question?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Yuvraj is asking how to make a project on DA, financial data analysis of insurance company. I want to make it for my next semester mini project.
Okay. Now see, to get to create any project, okay, or if you want to learn on Power BI, okay, what you can do is you can go to this website called as Kaggle.com. Kaggle.com gives you free data sets. Okay. Or you can explore data sets .gov.in. So it is a government website which give you some more data. Okay, or you can Google for free data set. Okay, so free data set for Power BI practice you can write. It'll give you for insurance analysis. Okay, so it'll give you some. This is see the Kaggle only had come. Okay, so in this website you will get multiple data sets. Okay, so this Amazon Great India Sale is going on. So this is the latest trending topic. Okay, so you can get the data from here. You can download the data. It will have the data in Excel or maybe in Python or something like that. Okay, if you want, you can download this data and you can put it across. This is a CSV file. So you have to create an account using Gmail. You can log in and you can download the data set and you can work on it. So that is how you can build any projects for your college or any semester you want to do. You can do it easily. Yes,
Okay,
any other question?
thank you. Yeah, actually, Meghna is asking which is better, Power BI or Tableau?
Okay. So it is just like asking which fruit should I have? Should I have mango or should I have orange? It depends on like which one you like. Okay. Now for me, since I'm a trainer, both are equally good. Tableau is also good. Power BI is also good. But to keep the answer specific, I would say that Tableau is being used only by limited companies, limited organization. It has many good features over visualization, but it does not have compatibility. So if you are having compatible, if you're looking for more compatibility, if you're looking for more options to connect your data sources, then you should go with Power BI. If you want more kind of visuals, then you should go with Tableau. Okay, so it's all depend on your requirement.
Okay, sir, thank you. Rakesh is asking what is a difference between measure and quick measure and when to use quick measure.
Okay. So see, measure you can create yourself. You can customize. You can write any measure. Okay. Quick measures are already available in Power BI. So there are some measures. Let's say uh, last year sales, this year sales, okay, or sales for the previous month, this month. They've already created some quick measures which will be required. You can just click on quick measure. It will already write the formula for you, and you can use it. But it is limited in use.
Okay, sir, thank you.
So
And
Murli actually is asking for the feedback form. Maybe you can share the link one more time
uh,
in the chat.
actually, we can launch it only like once, like we
Okay, okay.
cannot launch it.
Understood.
Yes,
No
actually, there
problem.
is no option. We can launch it only like for one time.
Yeah, no issues. You can give your feedback in the chat also. We can read it
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Those who would like to give the feedback for this session, you can put it here. You can put it on the LinkedIn, or you can put on other streaming platforms also where you have got this link from and you got connected. And I'm happy that the people followed it and you were doing it along with me. That is the most important thing, because it doesn't matter how many sessions you attend, webinars you attend, until you put what you learn into practice. It is all just talk that you're doing or you're understanding. Until you don't put into practice, you will not learn anything.
Yes, exactly. So, guys, if you like the session, you can share it with your connections on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Sure.
So can we take another question?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So Chirag is asking, sir, what are the key difference between Power BI desktop and Power BI services, and when should I use one over the other for data visualization?
Sorry, can you come again? What is the difference between Power BI desktop and
Power BI desktop and Power BI service, and when should
service?
I use one over the other for data visualization?
Okay. So see, when we talk about Power BI desktop, it is always better to start with Power BI desktop and build it over. Okay. When we talk about Power BI service, it is only to be required when you are actually uploading, when you want to upload your data set or you want to share it with your organization, your colleagues, or you want to showcase, and you require license also. So that is the difference basically. So depends on your requirement, what you want.
Okay. Thank you. Another question. Can you please explain the star schema and snowflake schema in the context of Power BI's data modeling, and which one is generally preferred for performance?
Okay. Now, see, again, I think someone from the technical background has asked this question. Okay. I'll just explain what is a star schema and a snowflake schema. Okay. So just give me 1 minute. I'm sharing one screen. Okay. You will be able to understand. So see what happens is when you learn Power BI in detail, okay, you will come to know about it that whatever data we are dealing with, the data can basically be divided into two categories. Okay. So one is a qualitative data, another one is a quantitative data. So when we have the data in two different formats, okay, the one data which is the factual data, like in our data set, we had sales, profit, and all, so that we can call it as a fact table. And all the other data, like the country, the segment, the product, the customer, and all, they are all dimensions. So one fact table is connected to multiple dimension. It is called as a star schema. Okay. So only one fact table you have, and it is connected with multiple dimension table. But when you have multiple fact tables connected to multiple dimension table, then the star schema take a shape of snowflake. Okay, and you can see on the screen. So there are multiple branches of one. table connected to another table. Okay, so when you have these kind of data set, then you have to use these kind of relationship. A star or a snowflake depends on what kind of data you are having.
Okay, so thank you. So let's take a last question. So Trilok is asking, is data we use in Power BI service free version is secure?
Okay, so I think last question, a very important one. Is the data secure? Okay. Now tell me, you are putting your data on email, you're sending your mails. Okay, are they secured? Whatever chats you're doing on WhatsApp, are they secured? Whatever data you're putting on Facebook, is it secured? Okay. So even if we say it is end-to-end encryption, okay, yeah, it is encrypted. But still, if a hacker is there, they can access your WhatsApp. Okay. Many times we come to know that my account got hacked, my account got cloned, that person is sending you payment links, don't make payment. Okay, how these things are possible? So always data privacy or protection is a thing. Okay, yeah, Facebook account hacking is more common. So you have to be aware while using the online services. When you're putting your confidential data online, you have to be more precautious about it. Okay, so I must say that it all depends on what kind of platforms you're using. But Microsoft is a company where you can trust, but you cannot always buy blindfold and trust everyone. So you have to keep your things secure. That is what I will say.
Yes, sir. So as we are done with our Q&A, so before ending the session, like is any piece of advice you would like to give to the audience?
Uh, See, I can see one more question. I'll take the last question. Is all type of desktop can be available to import in Power BI? Yes. So there are 500 plus sources you can add to Power BI. Okay, so all these features which are available in Publish, that is available in desktop also. So you should have an internet connection. You can connect with Google Drive or Fabric or any other point, SharePoint also. And one piece of advice that I would like to give all is that see, whenever you are marching in your career journey, okay, whatever you are, I am a chartered accountant. I found interest in data analytics. I learn everything on my own: Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, Python. Also, I'm learning now. So there is no limit to learning. Okay, till your last moment, also last breath, also you can keep on learning. And the more you learn, the more you earn, because before the word earn, the L is there. So the more you are learning, the more is the chances, the better are the chances that you will get better earnings. So if you're looking for a bright future, bright career, keep on learning, keep on applying things, and keep on sharing good things with others also.
Exactly. Thank you so much, sir, for delivering such a clear and engaging session. We truly appreciate you taking the time to share your knowledge with us. And a big thank you to everyone who have joined us today. We hope you found the session useful and informative. If you would like the session, you can, or if you'd like to revisit it, the recordings are like available on our YouTube and LinkedIn channel, and you can also share it with your connections, and do not forget to tag us and sir also. So until then, take care, stay curious, and keep learning. See you all next time. Once again, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye. Bye bye,